then he said like he needed some pictures of the Gurdwara, and so I said okay fine, gave him all the details of that. So off he went over to the Gurdwara. Then suddenly I get a telephone call from him saying, I'm here and I've spoken to the people who run the Gurdwara and they're saying that there's no wedding today. And I swear,
I didn't know this. I was obviously at the hotel. I didn't know this.
Yeah.
And your heart must have dropped that time. What? No,
I was like, what do you mean there's no wedding? Hi guys, welcome to part 5 of how we met, and now we're gonna be talking about how we actually got married. So this is about the actual wedding day itself and the days leading
and the
up
organization of it.
Yeah, to the wedding. So we then decided on the dates that we were going to get married. We went to look at a couple of halls,
and we had kind of decided on a venue, and we had come to an agreement with one of the guys that had or one of the managers or co-owners at this place. I think he might have been a manager, and we'd come to an agreement for this venue, and that was going to be for the 18th of September 2009. And in the process of that, we had also sorted out the Gurdwara part of the wedding. Yeah. So the reason why we had done it separately, so the Gurdwara wedding was going to happen on the 19th of September, the next day. Right. So the reason why we had split the registry wedding, the white wedding, because Primrose wanted to wear a white dress, and the Indian wedding was because the Gurdwara wouldn't allow us to get married without having the registered wedding before doing the Gurdwara wedding. But then if we had done that at the Gurdwara, so the religious wedding and the registry at the Gurdwara, then we couldn't go to the registry wedding and go and do a white wedding
there as well.
That's what you do, you register your wedding there, and we would have already have done that at the Gurdwara. So Primrose was insistent she wanted the white wedding, because she'd always wanted a white wedding. And with me, I wanted to do the wedding. And we wanted to jointly, because we still wanted to do it in front of God.
Exactly.
And also to satisfy all the
family members who were
that weren't too happy about the wedding.
Maybe. We're giving excuses for not coming to the white wedding because there were going to be alcohol and meat and stuff like that. They didn't agree with that, so we wanted to also not give them an excuse and do the Gurdwara wedding where there's no those stuff, there's no meat and alcohol.
So because of the registry problem, we ended up doing it where we did the white wedding and the party on one day, which was the 18th of September. So the white wedding happened at Friday in the afternoon, and then the party was at 7 in the evening in the venue, reception venue, and on Saturday morning we were going to do the Gurdwara wedding. But because we had done it that way around, I couldn't really grow a beard, so I ended up not really growing a beard and just wearing the turbans. I looked a little bit silly, I thought, but
because in your culture, you probably need to explain that a bit more. In your culture, you're meant to grow.
You're meant to grow the beard, and but it's not a big deal. But you're meant to grow the beard and wear the turban if you're going to be wearing a turban for the Gurdwara already. But anyway, it's not a big deal. So we've ended up doing that. Okay, so we've paid for the Gurdwara wedding. We paid for all the catering, and all the religious part. That's it. So on that 19th of September, everything was sorted. It was paid for. We were booked in. We had our receipt.
That's it.
Paid for. So that's sorted. That's organised. Then on the 18th of September, the day before, we've organised the registry wedding, and as I said, we've organised the reception. But about a week before, we had to go and confirm everything.
And settle up the
final figure.
That's it.
So they've called us up and said, you need to settle up the final figure, but we need to discuss something with the booking. And I was like, okay, what's gone wrong? And obviously I need to organise last minute catering issues. So we've gone round there. What did that guy say to us? He was the owner.
So the owner was there, and he was like, well, basically there's been an error in your booking because you really should have paid £3,000 more. The guy who did your booking, he doesn't work here anymore, so he cannot ask him why the price is £3,000 less. So I was like, well...
And this is the main owner.
So this is the guy who actually owns the place.
Well, he's renting this venue out, and it's him who's making the money out of the actual venue. So it's his business, and he's turned around and said that we've paid 50% less than what we should have. Or 40% less. And I said to him, look mate, 1 week before the wedding, and you're telling me this, I don't even have this sort of money. We're paying for all this wedding ourselves.
Because basically me and Jazz had agreed that none of our family were allowed to contribute to our wedding. We wanted this to be our own because of all the issues and everything that were involved. We didn't want none of the family members funding their money towards our wedding. We wanted it to be our own struggle, really. So suddenly to have a £3,000 bill that had come from nowhere was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we said to him, well, we have the receipt here and it's signed, and this is a legally binding contract that we've made, and you can't just really turn up the week before and say like, we need to charge you £3,000 less.
That's what I said.
That's ridiculous.
You signed the contract with us already.
Yeah, that's
that's not how you do business.
Yeah.
And legally you need to abide by what you've offered us.
What you've signed.
So anyway, the guys turned around and said, all right, don't worry, we won't up the price.
Yeah.
It's fine. We'll do everything that we've agreed to.
Exactly.
I think they were just trying it, but then they saw that me and Primrose were quite insistent that this is not how it's going to go down. And you're going to have to stick to this price.
Yeah.
And I said, you can't do this a week before the wedding. This is unbelievable.
You should have told us way before.
So we settled up the money.
Yeah.
So that was one place where I thought, wow, luckily we got lucky there.
Yeah, so
we saved like $3,000 or $4,000 there. That's amazing. We've got everything out of these guys.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, wow, this is God's really on our side. We're getting lucky. Yeah.
But for me and Jazz, because we didn't want to start our marriage life with like a huge debt on our head, so we had agreed that we were not going to spend like the whole wedding, including the honeymoon.
I think it was about $12,000, $15,000, didn't it?
Yeah. So we had like a big
12
honeymoon,
to 15, I'd say.
2 weddings, and we were not going to go ridiculous amounts.
Because a normal Indian wedding will set you near enough 40, 50, 60 grand on average.
Yeah.
So obviously we weren't going to do that. Plus we didn't have all the side ceremonies and all the days leading up to the wedding that you would normally get in a Sikh Indian wedding.
And for most of the part, I did most of the stuff myself.
Yeah, you made a lot of stuff yourself.
Yeah, so I did like most of the stuff myself, so we like cut costs there. So yeah. So then we settled that up, we paid it up, and the guy was really nice, and I explained to him that like, look, this wedding is really important to us, so please can you make sure that everything is top notch.
And you had even said to him like, look, try and understand that obviously we're having to go through a lot of turmoil to be together.
Exactly.
Obviously, because culturally, and I think he was Afghanistani.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you understand culturally it's not very acceptable to be marrying out of culture. So you can understand all our friends are going to be there. We just want to make it the best we can for the family and friends that are coming.
Yeah.
Because we've had a lot of issues leading up to this.
That's it. And he was really nice.
And he was like, no problem. He goes, I'll take care of everything. You don't worry. And I was like, okay, cool.
It's sorted.
So we've led up to the wedding day now.
Yeah.
And we've done the registry in Ealing.
Yeah, we went to Ealing
Town Hall.
Yeah.
In West London.
That's it.
So that all went really well, smoothly.
The weather was perfect.
Yeah, it was funny because it was September and normally it can be quite great.
Yeah.
And we ended up getting a really nice sunny day that day on the 18th of September.
It was perfect. No, it wasn't too hot, it wasn't cold, it was just like
perfect.
Really
it was like 20 degrees, it was just perfect.
Yeah, you're not sweaty.
So the sun was out and everyone was like, wow, what a nice day it is today. You guys are really lucky, you've got a really nice day.
Yeah.
And as you would have seen from the video and the pictures, it came out really well.
Yeah.
So we done the registry, done really well, and then
went to take our pictures.
We had a decent amount of friends that turned up to that. And we because we only invited a small amount of people.
Yeah, we didn't want it too crazy. Yeah.
And then it went really well, and it was really nice. And it was done really well.
It was nice. Yeah, I really liked it because then it was legal and we were married. Whatever happened after that didn't matter. We were married.
We were married now. So
we were husband and wife.
Yeah,
so good.
So that's happened, and then we've invited everyone back to where we were renting a house out at the time. So we ended up inviting everyone around there.
Yes, yeah.
And so
we had a tent set up and stuff.
So we had alcohol there and food, and I think we ordered pizzas.
Yeah, we ended up pizzas.
We ended up ordering loads of pizzas, and then everyone just before the party, because we said we don't want everyone to go home now. It's Friday.
Yeah.
It was a Friday, and we didn't want to. We knew that traffic could be an issue. So
that's exactly.
Look, everyone just stay here. You're all ready anyway.
Yeah.
And everyone else is going to be coming straight to the venue.
Yeah.
And you guys just ordered pizza, so all our friends we ordered pizza, they ate pizza,
and
just started drinking beer and relaxing.
That's it.
And about 2-3 hours later, it was time to party. So everyone's gone down to the venue.
Yeah, exactly.
You had it set up real nice. You were funny because she was in her white wedding dress and she actually was getting out of her wedding dress after that.
Oh yeah.
4 o'clock I think.
Yeah.
5 o'clock. And you were running to the venue, which was down the road.
It was really funny because I went back and I took off my dress. Me and my niece took off my dress and I made sure that everything was
jeans and t-shirt on.
Yeah, I was like jeans and t-shirt on back, and the guy who on the venue, he was like,
"You're getting married?
And you want to get married?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Why are you here?" And so I was like, "No, I want to make sure everything's nice." So we like put out all the little flowers, the diamantes, and like made sure that it was extra blinging, you know.
And the DJ said, look, make sure you give me your CD. So I think you had told me that DJ wanted the CD.
Yes.
With all the latest music, and I was really into my house at the time, house music. So, and a lot of R&B and hip hop. So I gave him a CD and I told him this is what you're going to play. And also with the Panglea music,
Exactly.
So I gave him those CDs.
Yeah.
So he was ready, and he had the door players, the drummers, the Indian drummers ready, and everything. So everyone was making such an effort
to make sure.
I could see even the DJ was like extra pleasure, because they go, no, do you know what? You guys are doing something.
We can see this is true love.
Almost.
Yeah, we can see that.
Really weird,
different from all the other weddings that we've done.
Yeah, it was. Feeling the DJs were more. It was almost like more of an effort.
Yeah, everybody.
So anyway, I'm at the tent, drinking, having a few beers, chilling out,
looking after the guests.
Yeah. So anyway, it's party time now, and it's about, I think, about 7:30.
Oh, 7:30.
The party's supposed to start at 7, so we got there about 8.
Yeah.
And they were like, look, a lot of people got stuck in traffic anyway, so everyone's turned up, and then we've come in.
Yeah. That was really scary to have everyone like the whole venue. Yeah.
And I was like, alright, here we go now, innit?
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm just going to chill out and I'm just going to enjoy myself now, because this has been really stressful.
Yeah.
So.
And the party was amazing.
The party was amazing, which you would have seen on YouTube already.
Yeah.
We danced all night. The music was great.
Good.
Yeah. Everyone that came to the wedding loved it. I mean, while we were sitting there getting our pictures taken and cutting the cake and all that, when we were sitting down, everyone kept coming up to us.
They're like, oh wow, this is amazing. Even how long have you been out? People still say, you know what, your wedding to this day was brilliant. It was so good.
One of my friends said that the reason why your wedding was the best was because everyone that was there wanted to be there.
Exactly.
And it wasn't just people just turning up. Because normally in Indian culture, your father's calling someone or your mother's calling someone. You went to their daughter's wedding about 20 years ago. Yeah. You went there, they have to invite them. Yeah. And it's like, Dad, Mum, you don't even meet these people. So basically you end up with like over 500-600 people. Half of them you haven't even met for years.
Exactly.
So in the end, we had about probably 150 people.
Yeah, but everyone wanted to be there, and they made sure that there was no problem whatsoever.
No, and even the owner, it was really weird, because looking back on it, he was making such an effort. Like, I've never seen an owner or a manager of a place like him, where the money was his. He didn't need to be there.
No,
he'd been paid. Yeah. But he was there organising everything himself.
Yeah. I put a little
and checking with us. He was like, "Are you guys okay? By the way, this is going to be done on time. Don't worry about it." And I was like, "Wow!" I felt really calm, because I thought the big man's dealing.
Yeah, exactly. And he was running around making sure the food was okay.
And telling the waiters, "Do this, do that." He
was like on point, and I was just like, "Wow!"
It was almost like and it was funny because he got paid less, but it was like he was taking more pride in that. And it was really weird, and I think probably because they were looking at, wait a minute, these guys are making a massive step
exactly
against culture, in general.
We're gonna help them out.
It was really weird.
Yeah,
it was. I felt like, wow, God's. Looking back, you think God really was on our side.
That's right, exactly.
You know what I mean? And the whole event was really nice, and everyone partied all night long.
Yeah, and the alcohol was free flowing.
Yeah, the alcohol was flowing. Everyone.
We paid for everything and made sure that no one had to pull out no money from their pocket.
So the alcohol was in the house, the food was all
on the house,
sorted.
Everything was on the house. So
yeah, because Indian weddings are always like that, and I had to convince Primrose that had to be done.
Yeah,
I could not pay for the alcohol. I had to pay for the alcohol. It had to be paid for. Everything had to be paid for. Yeah. People just had to attend.
That's it.
So it cost a bit more money, but because we had saved money on the
catering,
it didn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
So I said we've saved the money. So
yeah. So then that was it for the
That was
wedding.
it. We all had a great time, all went back, and then the next morning, all our best friends and everyone, I said to them, look, make sure for the Indian wedding you're all ready, because tomorrow morning we need to go there.
Yeah. So we told like all the other people that were there, no one really needed to come.
But we said if you wanted to, it would be nice to have you there.
Yeah. But because everyone was just so hungover and drunk that it wasn't really when their time coming.
Yeah.
So on the wedding day itself, unfortunately, Jazz's mum didn't turn up.
Yeah, she did. So in the end, she kept to her kind of stubbornness at that time.
Yeah.
But then my dad was like, my mum said that if he had just said it to me one more time, I would have gone. So I was getting so many mixed messages.
Exactly.
So again, the wedding time, even though we had such a great time, it was quite stressful, emotional. I felt a bit alone.
Yeah.
I felt a bit alone, dude.
Because you always want your mum to be there.
I felt alone, you know, like when me and Prim were cutting the cake, I felt like my mum and dad should be here standing next to me.
This should be the occasion.
It didn't feel as warm as what it could have been.
Yeah.
So I felt a bit alone.
Yeah.
And
for you, because you were the first child in your house, in our family, so this was a key moment as well in your family.
Yeah, so then when my dad said, mum said, if you just mentioned it one more time, she would have come. And I said, look, like, Dad, what's the point of going there? Like, she knew I wanted her there.
Yeah.
It's not my fault she didn't come. Like, but then in the end I go, we're not going to discuss it now.
Exactly.
But at the party again, I felt it more.
Yeah.
Because everyone's there and my mum wasn't there. So I felt a bit, I did feel sad at that time.
And also your uncle said that he had spoken to your mum to try and get her to change her mind.
Yeah.
But she had decided that
it wasn't something she was willing to do.
Yeah.
So. And as I said, at that time it was quite hard for me. So it's like bittersweet.
Yeah, it was
such a bittersweet moment.
Yeah. Because you were looking around and seeing all the family members that
I felt really gutted.
Exactly.
I felt really gutted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did you hold hope that maybe she might come to the?
Yeah, I thought she might still turn up
to the good order.
I just thought she might. No, more to the reception. I just thought she might just get ready and come. You know what I mean? But these are just things that go through your head.
Yeah.
But I understand that she probably just wanted to act like it wasn't happening.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what she just ended up doing. It was just acting like it wasn't happening. Which is sad, really, because she could see my family members getting ready to come to the wedding.
Of course, yeah.
So they're like my brother, my sister, and my dad. So
yeah.
It's like, I don't know. Dad said she ended up going to work, or something, and it was just a bit sad, really.
Exactly.
A bit disappointed, and quite heartbroken at that time.
Yeah.
I'd say. And so as I said, the party went smoothly. We all had a good time. Once we got past the formalities of cutting the cake and all that, that would bring more of the emotional side. We ended up having a great time at the party, which was awesome.